for Sister Waikiki talking about motherhood and what it means to be a mother. And I can honestly say that one of the roles in my life, that is the greatest role that I play. And probably the best, if someone could ask me and my children could ask me. And I don't take that role lightly. You know, I've always reminded myself that there was a prayer that I made to Allah when I was 11 years old, that He would bless me to be a mother. And I think I've talked about this before. You know, I remember reading the story of Hannah, and Hannah couldn't conceive. And Hannah's husband, you know, had another wife, and she was able to conceive baby after baby after baby. And she would go to the temple, and she would lay herself across the temple stairs and just lay prostrate and cry out to Allah and ask Allah to bless her with a child. And Allah heard her cries. And she heard Him answering her, thinking it was a man there. And really it was a man who heard her cries. And she promised, and in her vow she says that if you bless me with a child, then I promise you I will produce a child that would love you for the days of your life, for my life. And in that vow she made, as an 11-year-old, in-tuned little girl, I said to myself, I want to do the same thing. And it was a struggle to become a mother, so I thought. And see, a lot of times, brothers, and I'm talking to you as well, we think that motherhood only lies with the biological woman. But I want to disabuse you of that, because motherhood is a universal principle. Fatherhood is a universal principle. The masculine is a universal principle, and the feminine is a universal principle. So I don't want you to think that I'm here as a feminist. Those who are watching, the women in the Nation of Islam, we are not feminists at all. Brothers, we're not feminists. We love you. As you heard Sister Waikiki say, we love you because we know without you, we cannot be our full selves. And it's because the way that Allah made you allows us to be who we are. So again, we thank you, brothers. Now, you know, charity starts at home. And so we're going to always start with the black woman. These teachings are universal teachings. They're good for the white woman. They're good for any color woman. But the original woman, that's where we start. Why do we start with the original woman first? Because she is the woman that has been rejected all over the planet Earth. We have lost the knowledge of ourselves, and we are living a beast life. And so we must be re-educated, reformed, retransformed. And there has to be a reformation. That's why the teachings is with, 75% of it is with the woman. That's a heavy weight. That's a heavy weight. Now, when we talk about feminism, the feminist movement was never made for the black woman. If you look at the history of the feminist movement, it dealt with the white woman wanting to defeat the patriarchal system of the white man. She wanted to get out the house. So while she was out there marching and fighting to get out the house, who was in her house? It was the black woman taking care of her household. It was the black woman taking care of her man. It was the black woman suckling her children from the breasts when she couldn't suckle her own children. She couldn't take care of her own children. She couldn't take care of her own man. So the feminist movement had nothing to do with the black woman. And if we fast forward this feminist movement, we see that the feminist movement back in the 60s and the 70s, in the 60s and the 70s, was instigated by a CIA agent. And it was set up to be divisive against the black woman and the black man. And if you look at the deterioration of the black family, then you can start it off with the feminist movement. The Monahan report talked about the degradation of the black family. And so when you have women like Gloria Steinem, who infiltrated the college campuses and portrayed herself as an activist, and when she was able to snake her way into the women's movement, and she took the face of a black woman. She created a magazine in which she took the black woman as the face, but behind that magazine, she had all vile manners of things to say about the black man. This is the history. You can go look this up yourself. So when we talk about, starting at home and starting with the black woman, there has been a systematic plan to divide and conquer the black man and the black woman. So the feminist movement has never done anything for the black woman. Because when you look at the state of the black woman, 75%, and we talk about that 75%, Sister Waikiki, is head up by the black woman. Where are the men? It was set up that way. Now, I know you're saying if we look at social media, if we look at the current state of women, period, we see that women are making progress. Can we agree on that? We saw that 100 women were elected to Congress, right? We saw that about 12 women were elected to the Senate. Here in Harris County alone, we saw so many black women on judicial benches. And that's a phenomenal thing to see the rise of the woman and the rise of the black woman. But then they're not telling you about the statistics where the imprisonment of African American women far exceeds that of white women. And we're creeping up there with black men. They're not talking to you about the prison, the pipeline from the woman's womb to the prison. They're not talking about that. On average, you hear about the pay inequality. But no one's talking about the black woman's pay inequality. Because when a white man makes $1, the black woman makes 68 cents from that dollar. And the white woman, she may make 86 cents from that dollar. When we talk about the health of the black women are dying far more at a higher rate than white women from cancer, breast cancer. Now, true that the white women and black women, we may have the same amount of rate of having the cancer, but why are we dying the most? Why? Let's talk about our children and our little girls and our women in the human trafficking. In the United States alone, we have over 300,000 children and girls and women who are trafficked all over the world. This industry has been estimated to have at least about $13 trillion in it. Modern day slavery, human trafficking, and then let's talk about sex trafficking. It's the little black girls that we don't get reported. There's nothing on the news when we are missing. But we are missing at the highest rate. No one's talking about the black woman. Not in the media, except for one person. And that is none other than Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. If you know anything about this black man, you know that he has taken on the mantle of his teacher, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And that manner is uplifting the black women. If you go on YouTube, and you talked about YouTube, Sister Naja, and how many videos are uploaded, just Google Farrakhan and the black woman, and you'll be amazed at how many videos you see of him uplifting, educating us, and informing us about the black woman. So we have to start with the black woman.